Oh, gosh. Okay, that's great. Hi, friends. Doc South here. Ready to do another, I guess, another video blurb. This is what, actually, this is Earth Day. Yeah, gosh, I don't even know what day it is. Wait a minute, let me look. Yeah, okay, this is April 22nd, Earth Day. Yesterday, I was at an Earth Day celebration. The folks in Belvidere, New Jersey, along the Delaware River, a beautiful town, by the way, absolutely. I'd say right now, that's got to be one of my all-time favorite towns. I actually have a dream, a recurring dream about a town like Belvidere, but I think it's bigger and just a tad more old-fashioned, but not by much. And it's like it's as near as I can tell in the dream, it's somewhere out in Pennsylvania, which could just as well be Belvidere if the river had just made a turn to the east. Belvidere would have been Belvedere would have been in Pensy, and it's a town that in the dream it's a town that's being rebuilt, and I'm having such a time getting into the old buildings and helping with the construction and stuff. I'd probably cut my hand off with a power saw, but you see what I'm saying. It's kind of fun. And helping out. I have no idea why I have that dream, but I do. Anyway, Belvedere, a lovely town. You ever get a chance, if you're not that far away, even if you are, I think you could probably spend your summer vacation there and have a time. Canoe down the Delaware and stuff, sightseeing. Yeah, it's a pretty little town. And nice people. Yesterday they had an Earth Day celebration. I think it was a town-wide event, but I think the Presbyterian Church in Belvidere on the square near the courthouse, I think had a lot to do with it, and I'm sure other groups too. I don't know all the groups involved, but I know the folks from the church asked me to if I could help, and sure, I came out and played some tunes. It was kind of neat. That's all I can say. The square is this very, very old, I'd say 5 or 6 acres in the middle, right in front of the courthouse. The church is there too, and other churches and residences, yeah. And it's all it's filled with trees, and it's almost like a clearing in the woods. And simple walks, dogs are allowed. A lot of places, hey, don't bring your dog in here. Well, you can bring your dog in. I guess they have little spots where if your dog does what comes naturally, well, you can take care of it. And Millie would have had a ball. Oh my God, she'd have been she would have really dug it there. Lots of pals, yeah, lots of pals, a lot of sniffing, and. Oh, no, it was great. I got there early, and when I got there, it was just a few people starting to set up. They put me on one of the corners. I aimed my speakers into the middle, and we were ready to boogie. I didn't start playing till about 10. What was interesting was there was a work crew working on the courthouse. I think they were doing, well, I know they were doing roofing, and they were fairly high up. I'd say 3 or 4 stories, certainly 3 stories, on a peaked roof, working. And I said, gosh, I hope those guys don't get to dancing or something. They were mostly Hispanic, and I was afraid to play La Bamba because, next thing you know, they're up there doing the La Bamba. I don't want someone falling, but they seemed like nice guys. They were having a ball. Working and making some money, and luckily I noticed after a while they did wear they're wearing, I guess, safety harnesses, and their safety harnesses would if they were to fall, it would catch them. Right. If they were really falling, I mean, if they just slipped on the ledge, it would have stopped them, I think, fairly quick. If they went over the edge and they were really falling, I think it would kind of put them to a slow motion stop. It looked like that was the case. So I felt a little better. I played La Bamba, and I think one guy heard it, and he was he had like a thumbs up. No, he didn't dance. Hey, yeah, he's. I guess he didn't want to try that safety harness out. I wouldn't either. You never know. But La Bamba, yeah, was yeah. The guys on the ground didn't. They kind of liked it, and others in the crowd. But yeah, basically what happened was they had the vendors and information booths all around the square on the street, and they, as big as the square was, they pretty much filled the spaces, pretty much. I thought it was, gee, I thought it was great. Near me, there was Cub Scouts selling, and their leaders selling snow cones. Mostly, I think the biggest customers were the Cub Scouts. Yeah, they were eating a lot of those kids had purple and green faces, lips, from eating them. It was a chilly day, so it was a bad day for selling snow cones. I guess as it got warmer, business picked up, but it was kind of fun to see. The Presbyterian Church, I think, handled the food. They had in the morning they had coffee and danishes, yeah, and very good danishes. I got one. Let's say they gave me one for coming by, for playing, and then. Late by afternoon, all of a sudden, one of the ladies from the church came over. She had a plate full of sloppy Joe and potato chips, crinkle cut, my favorite. Yeah, and we were, oh man, that was good stuff. Yeah, I said, boy, you, you Presbyterians got, you guys got sloppy Joe down pat. She says, yes, we do. And I said, doggone, this is good. Yeah, I was eating that. It was chilly. Luckily, working in a dairy section, I'm used to my hands and face turning numb, so I was okay. You know what I do? Just like I do in the dairy. When my hands turn numb, I just pretend they're robotic. Right. Like Dr. Evil, right? Didn't he have, I think Dr. Evil had at least one of his hands yeah, I think. I could be wrong, but it certainly some villain in a James Bond movie had, robotic hands. I think that one guy, in Live and Let Die. I think, yeah, remember he had all those things for, doing all sorts of rotten things to people. Yeah, henchman for the main bad guy in the movie. Yeah. Well, so I just do that, and I find I can work a turntable pretty good, and my mixing board if I just forget about my fingers having feeling. And don't feel sorry for myself. It works out. But all in all, though, it was nice. Lots of, like I said, Salvation Army was there picking up, people could drop off items. You just couldn't drop off a giant TV set, a console model. They didn't want them. And I don't think they too much wanted sofas. But most anything else was fair game, computers and such. And records, yeah. I didn't go over to look to see if they got any records. Of course, they probably wouldn't have been selling them yet. So I didn't... I figured it probably wouldn't be right, but boy, I'll tell you, if you're a record collector, don't pass up the Salvation Army. If you got one in your neighborhood or your town, run down there and take a look, because boy, they sell them for dirt, and you can find some. Oh man, let me see if I. No, I don't have anything handy here right now I could show you, but. You go down there, oh, mama, there's some doozies. And it helps them help others. Salvation Army's a good group. Very, very down-to-earth people. And with, head in heaven, feet on the earth. Yeah, they're okay. And let's see, I talked about that. Oh, you know what they had that I was so cool? They had an earth ball. Yeah, a big earth ball. I mentioned it in my promo. As I was talking about the earth ball, I was thinking, they got this maybe a 6-foot ball, blow up ball, like an overgrown beach ball, and it looked like the earth, and the kids could play with it, or get photos next to it, knowing some kids kicking the earth, other kids hugging the earth, yeah, and. But no, what they had it was about an 8 or 9 foot in diameter beach ball. It looked like something you'd see on the beach, only huge, huge. And the kids, evidently, they had like a spot where the kids could push it around. And I guess they paid, I don't know, but I'm sure it wasn't much money, but I think the kids paid, or maybe they took turns playing with it. I don't know. I would hope it was a fundraiser for the Earth Day efforts. Perhaps for, I believe it's the Presbyterian Church again, that does this food thing. Yeah, or they help with it. They may not be the only people involved, but I know they help with, they do like 4 runs a year bringing food to West Virginia, Appalachia, right. They also, I think they do a lot too. I see some of them coming into the Acme where I work, getting food. That's not necessarily bad, but it's taken out off the shelves. It's good food, perfectly good food. Canned goods and stuff that have gone, well, not old, but maybe have been discontinued, and they get, as near as I understand it, they get that and take that down, or distribute it locally. Pretty cool bunch. Anyway, so I'm assuming, but I thought, God, I was kind of disappointed when I saw it was a beach ball. I was for a little bit, and I got to thinking, well, maybe a ball printed like the Earth would cost a fortune. I looked them up on eBay, I think, or I looked them up anyway, and yeah, they're $700 or $800 for like an 8 or 9 foot diameter ball that looks like the Earth, and better to get one that's just multicolored. I think the kids didn't care. But I got to say, if I had the money, I'd get them one. I don't have the money, but if I did, it would be so cool to see the kids, scrunching Florida into the dirt, range it, bring it in. Yeah, there you go for Florida. Or letting I don't know, Maine get more sunlight. Yeah, that kind of the kids were having a ball no matter what. Yeah, they're pushing it. One kid did, like in, what was it, Raiders of the Lost Ark, how where Indiana Jones is being chased by this big rock? Well, one kid, he got in front of the ball as his friends pushed it, and he's running for his life. Yeah! Like that. And the ball's right behind him, hot on his heels. And then I think he fell, and the ball rolled over him. Yeah. No, the ball, I doubt the ball even weighs 2 pounds. But I said, well, there's an adventurous kid. No, he didn't have the whip and the gun. But other than that, yeah, he was. I don't know. I would have liked that kid. Yeah, if I was a kid. Yeah, I think he and I would have been pals. I'd like to, it'd be great to have an Earth Ball convention where you get on a hill. Yeah. And everybody brings their Earth Ball. You mark it so you know who's yours. And then all at the count of 2, you count to 10, and everybody at the crest of the hill just pushes their Earth Ball down down. Oh, you could have a lot of fun with an Earth Ball or a beach ball convention, couldn't you? Oh, there'd be a million things you could do. You could do bowling, again from a hill. You roll the ball down and see how many pins you can knock down, stuff like that. Oh, I got to think on that. That would be a great moneymaker. And maybe they could use a DJ. Yeah. So, in any case, I thought I'd say. It was, all in all, it was a lot of fun, I got to say. And I don't know if I said, but the acoustics in that park, I think thanks to the trees, the sound didn't go off up into the air. It kind of stayed along ground level. And people on the other end could hear me just fine, and I didn't have to be too loud. I only got one complaint from some lady who thought it was too loud. She was just there to visit, and but she was right close to the speaker, and I think that's why it was too loud. If she got to the other end of the park, yeah. So again, she may have had a hearing aid, and sometimes it's tough on someone with a hearing aid to listen to the speakers. But I played everything from the 20s to the 70s, and I got to say, people really dug the songs. I was so tickled. Anyway, it was great fun. There you go. If you get a chance, you want to throw together an Earth Day, you need someone to DJ it, you let me know. Okay, you know how to get me, DocSouthShow@yahoo.com. But it was fun, and I thank those good people of Belvidere for their kindness. It was a blast. Anyway, we'll see you later. Thank you, and there you go.